only a small group of friends who were invited to the baptism.
The start of an exciting 24 hours for the Highlands of Scotland. On the eve of their wedding, pop icon Madonna and British film director Guy Ritchie arrived at the 17th century Dornoch Cathedral to baptise their 4-month-old son, Rocco. They shied away from the cameras and gave only a glimpse of their baby boy and a wave for the dozens of spectators who braved the cold night and the mist to wish the celebrity family the best. It was straight inside the cathedral for the ceremony, conducted by local minister, the Reverend Susan Brown. Among the famous guests was Sting, who was expected to sing at the christening, and there was even a suggestion that Madonna herself would perform a version of a traditional hymn. Gwyneth Paltrow was also one of the small group of close friends and family who entered the cathedral, along with Stella McCartney and Guy Ritchie's father and stepmother. And at the end of the short ceremony, a smile from the proud parents. Their wedding service is being held tomorrow at Skibo Castle near Inverness. And with a wave, a relaxed-looking Madonna set off on the eve of what's set to be the celebrity wedding of the year. Alistair Leithhead, BBC News.
Let's go live now to Dornoch. Our correspondent David Silito is there outside the cathedral. David, that question we were examining earlier, whether Madonna and Sting actually sang at the event, have you established an answer now?
At last, I have some facts for you.
Oh,
yes,
joy.
Sting sang. He sang Ave Maria. Madonna didn't sing. We also found out that the godparents are Sting and Trudy Styler. Trudy Styler, of course, is the person whose dinner party at which Madonna and Guy Ritchie first met. We've also been given some snippets. How true they are, we're not entirely sure, but some snippets maybe about tomorrow. We've been told the best man will probably be Pierce Adams, a nightclub owner, and that the maids of honour will be Gwyneth Paltrow and maybe even Donatella Versace. However, even finding anything out about tomorrow night is going to be rather difficult, given that the access we've got tonight to the baptism is going to be much, much less to the wedding. It's all going to be behind the walls of Skibo Castle.
And the baptism itself was a very small event, wasn't it? Smaller even than perhaps had been expected.
Really just a handful of people. We didn't hear any noise at all coming from inside what is quite a large cathedral. We saw a number of people arrive. We saw Gwyneth Paltrow, Stella McCartney, Sting, of course, Trudy Styler, and relatives of Madonna, her brother, and also the father of Guy Ritchie turn up. But that was about it, along with Jason Statham there. So a very short service, a very simple service. I spoke to the Reverend Susan Brown when she came out, and she said it was a straightforward service in which Madonna promised to raise Rocco in the Christian faith, which you probably hoped they would at a Church of Scotland baptism.
And for those dedicated followers of Scottish fashion, a slight disappointment in no tartan today.
Well, there was one voluminous skirt worn that had some plaid attached to it, but Madonna, well, she looked rather, should I say, Evita-like in that long cream-coloured coat, very glamorous with her hair tied back. Certainly didn't look much of a pop star, and looked very much the mother of a doting mother of her child at the christening.
Difficult to tell the reaction of Rocco, but as far as we understand it, did he behave himself?
It appears so. We asked, they said he remained quiet throughout it, and that the Reverend Susan Brown said that had she not known how famous these people were beforehand, she would have thought it was like any other christening she had done. It was a very quiet, it was a very personal, it was a very private affair, she said.
David, I hope you're allowed to go and warm up now. Thanks very much.
Just your average rock star, really. Now, the time